Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile found...
Alien abductions have long been a topic of discussion, and that includes the infamous Pascagoula abduction of 1973. Despite all the years that have passed, the strange events that took place that night haven't become any less unsettling or baffling. On the night of October 11th, 1973, the coastal town of Pascagoula, Mississippi, became the site of one of the most interesting and unusual UFO abduction cases in history. The day started off just like any other for Charles Hickson, age 42, and Calvin Parker Jr., age 19. The men were co-workers at the nearby shipyard and planned to go fishing after work. At around 9 p.m., while fishing off the west bank of the Pascagoula River, Hickson and Parker's strange ordeal began. According to reports, the two men heard a buzzing noise and then noticed an unusual aircraft illuminated by a blue light. In later interviews, Hickson described the flying object in further detail, claiming it was the shape of a football and hovered a few feet above the ground. Suddenly, an entrance appeared on the aircraft, at which time 3 humanoid entities exited and floated to the ground towards Hickson and Parker. Later interviews indicate it was at this time that Parker passed out, leaving only Hickson to witness the frightening events that were to ensue. After being brought on board, Hickson claimed that he was taken to a room where a round, globe-like object floated around him, presumably performing some type of inspection. According to Hickson, the entire ordeal lasted about 20 minutes. Afterward, he was returned to his original fishing location, at which time he was reunited with Parker. Extremely shocked, frightened, and confused, the two men weren't sure if they should even tell anyone what happened. Eventually, Hickson and Parker contacted Kessler Air Force Base. However, they were told that the base no longer handled UFO sightings and were instructed to call the local sheriff's department. Hickson and Parker went to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department around 11 p.m. that night. Initially hesitant, Sheriff Fred Diamond noted the men were visibly shaken. The sheriff tested the men's authenticity by leaving them alone in the interrogation room, which was equipped with a hidden recording device. The sheriff hoped that if the men were lying, they would use the time alone to corroborate their story. However, the tape only captured the two discussing the unbelievable and horrifying events they had just experienced. Hickson passed away on September 9, 2011. In all that time, he maintained the validity of his experience and never changed one detail when recounting the events of that infamous night. In the years following the event, Calvin Parker said he changed jobs and relocated to other towns when people realized who he was. It was just something he didn't want to discuss. Calvin Parker died in 2023 at the age of 68. Thank you for listening to the Shadowland radio show. If you're listening on the Blackwater Media YouTube channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You can also listen at blackwatermedia.net and the Blackwater Media Facebook page. I'm Dr. William Lester, and I promise to see each and every one of you again on the flip side.